Good afternoon, folks. Chief Meteorologist Nick Lilia here, taking a look at the tropical update for July 12th of 2019. Got a lot going on in the tropics with Tropical Storm Barry out there. So, like always, big thanks to Pine Belt Gutters for helping us out with the tropical update. All right, bottom line as we head through the next couple of days, landfall along the Louisiana coast probably tomorrow morning with Barry. Rain, not necessarily the wind for us, is our biggest concern locally. About 4 to 10 inches of rain with a couple of tornadoes. The 10 inches of rain is on the high end, mainly across western counties. 4 inches is kind of the lower end, and that's going to be across some of our eastern counties. Again, a few tornadoes. We can't quite rule those out, given that we're on the east side of the storm. And this is going to be a long-term event. All the way from Saturday morning when you wake up, it's going to be rain, off and on. Rain, very heavy rain, rain, all the way through Sunday night. So this is going to be a good slow burn through the weekend. We will have wind. This isn't going to be a calm rain. Wind at about 15 to 35 miles an hour. Wind gusts up to 50 are going to be possible and not necessarily likely. Again, tornado threats in there as well. But our main concern is you look at our wonderful color bar across the top here. Main concern is this 4 to 10 inches of rain with some flooding across some of the low-lying areas and perhaps the rivers coming up. Particularly the rivers across some of our southern counties. We're probably going to end up with a couple of power outages in here as well, given that we're going to have some rain, a fair amount, and some wind, and it's going to be a long wind. Eventually, the ground is going to get saturated enough where the trees swinging back and forth are eventually going to come down. Not all of them. We're not talking about anything crazy, but there's a chance that you do lose power as we head through the weekend. Here's a look at Barry right now. We ran this thing back pretty far. We're going to stop this at about Friday at 3 o'clock. This is from Thursday at 3 o'clock. You can see, whoosh, an explosion of convection a little bit closer to the center. The center of the storm is barely moving, but it is west-northwest at about 3 to 5 miles an hour at any one given point. But you can see that we do have thunderstorm activity on the eastern edge, but most of it is starting to get a little more centralized around the center of Barry. Out into the Atlantic, there is one other piece of action out here. That's a 20% chance of development here on this little wave that is eventually, even if it does develop, going to fall apart. All right, back over to Barry. There's your forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. As of the 1 o'clock advisory, next advisory comes out at 4, 100 miles off to the west-southwest of the mouth of the Mississippi River. Wind at 65 miles an hour. Gusting to 75. They've got it west-northwest at 5 officially. But like I said, with the blowup of convection, there are times that it's kind of wobbling around down there and moving a little slower. Tropical storm advisories, we got the watch up for the Mississippi coastal counties. The warning in effect, tropical storm warnings for the coastal counties of Louisiana as well as inland across parts of Louisiana and Mississippi. Hurricane warnings in effect down along the coast, the central coast of Louisiana, Gulf Coast, Louisiana. That's going to be the area that deals with any kind of hurricane force conditions. Everybody else has either tropical storm, tropical depression, or just regular force wind and a fair amount of rain as the main concern. We'll also have some storm surge. They've got the warnings up for Louisiana and parts of the coastal counties of Mississippi, and the watch in effect as you head out toward Mobile. There's your percent chance that you deal with tropical storm force wind. Again, across most of our area, just about a 10 to 20, maybe 30% chance that you deal with tropical storm force wind. Most of it is going to be a little bit closer to where landfall is, back across parts of Louisiana. Hurricane force wind, yeah, it's only right along the coast. So again, if you're not living along the coastal counties of Louisiana, you're not going to be dealing with hurricane force wind out of this. You're just going to be dealing with regular wind. How much? Well, here we go through Saturday morning as you wake up and get started during the day, 15 to 20 mile an hour wind across our area. Wind gusts in here of 20 to 25, 30 to 35, maybe 35 to 40, 40 to 50 maybe as you get down toward the coast. This is Saturday morning. As we head through the afternoon on Saturday, still 15 to 20 with gusts to 30 and 35 and 40 across the area. As we head through Sunday morning as you wake up, 15 to 20, 10 to 15, 10 to 20, still getting gusts to 35, 40 miles an hour. And then as we head through the evening on Sunday, 15 to 20 still looking at gusts in here across the area, somewhere between 30 and about 50 miles an hour. So again, that's as windy as it's going to get. However, notice that the wind is constant for nearly 2 days. This thing is going to be moving pretty slowly, and it won't be until Monday that you wake up that the wind gusts may ease back to 20 to 25 to right around 30. So this thing's moving slow. The constant wind with the amount of rain that we're going to get, 4 to 10 inches, is going to be what knocks over trees. This isn't going to be a big, strong wind event for us. It's just going to be a constant little nudge against some of these trees that are eventually, unfortunately, going to come down. Latest projection from the European model showing the heaviest rain across parts of Louisiana, and for South Mississippi, somewhere again between about 2 and once you get into the pink here, 5, 6, 7 purple inches of rain. That's a projection. We're still calling the forecast 4 to 10 across the area. You look over at the American model, so that was the European. The American model, a little more robust with the numbers across the area, going from about 4 to roughly about 10 inches of rain, again, across some of our western counties. That's going to be kind of the forecast window we're looking at. I tend to think that the European model is a little too far off to the west with the heaviest rain totals. The WPC, the Weather Prediction Center, the folks that put out precipitation forecasts, this is not model data, actual forecasts that weather people, meteorologists sit down and figure out, are lined up a little bit closer with what the American model is running here. But notice some of the highest totals just off to the east of Baton Rouge. That's once you get into the black. That is more than 20 inches of rain. A lot of water coming out of the sky. All right, what's in behind that? So again, Barry back in behind me. There's that little wave. That kind of falls apart. We got another wave back in behind that just kind of falls apart as well. A lot of dry air moving across the Atlantic. So the good news is Barry right now is the only thing that we truly have to worry about, even though there is the chance of development back in behind it. Right now, it looks like even if it does develop, not much to it. So there's your tropical update brought to you by the good folks at Pine Belt Gutters for July 12th of 2019.